Let's talk Tanya for the 18th day of the second Adar. So, today we're going to culminate a conversation that we started a few days ago. We're talking about how when we do mitzvahs, the Jewish people, we all do the mitzvahs, we are going to elevate this entire world. How do we elevate the entire world? So we explained that we elevate our collective animal soul of all the Jewish people together. That causes the collective elevation of the klipas noiga, of the benign levels of klipa, which causes the elimination and destruction of the gibel klipas atmeis, the absolutely impure klipas. But that one link we still haven't made, which is, how is it, if all the Jewish people do mitzvahs, how do we elevate all the klipa of all the world? After all, there's klipa everywhere. There's klipa in China and Peru and Brazil and Afghanistan. And how is it that by us, even if all the Jewish people do the mitzvahs, how do we cause the elevation of the entire world? I mean, we could take it on faith, but we are Chabad. Chabad means understanding. There has to be some sort of internal logic within this theory of Dir Talk Tanya. And today the Alter Rebbe explains what that is. We believe, Bereshis bara Elokim, God created the world. Why did He create the world? Bishvil Yisrael, Bishvil HaTorah, He created it for the Jewish people that they should observe the Torah. And because God is an expert, He didn't create anything extra in the world. There is nothing that God created in this world which is not there for the purpose of supporting a Jewish person studying Torah, doing mitzvahs, serving God. Which means, as the Alter Rebbe explains, the Jewish nation, we are divided into 600,000 souls. Those are the 600,000 master souls that stood at Mount Sinai. Afterwards, those 600,000 master souls, each one of them subdivided into many, many more individual sparks. But ultimately, every Jewish person, we are descendant from those 600,000 master souls. Every one of them, each one of those 600,000 souls has a portion of the world that was created for it. What does that mean? A portion of the world that's supposed to provide sustenance and support for that person serving Hashem. So the world is divided into 600,000 parts, and every single part of the world has a name tag on it of a certain Jewish person. For many, many years, actually, we had to take this on faith. But now, especially now with the global economy, it makes perfect sense. Take a look around yourself. Look at what you're wearing. Look at what you're eating. Look in your house around you, and realize that all of these things, your clothing, the food, and your housing, your furniture, all of these things which support your ability to serve God, where do they come from? One is made in the factory in India, another one is made in Hong Kong, and another one is made in Australia. And ultimately, what we have over here is the realization, today we can totally understand how there's, let's say, a pencil factory, which is in who knows where, in Timbuktu, and ultimately the purpose is so that a pencil should be able to emerge from that factory so that Jews should be able to go and write down with it either a check for charity or to write some words of Torah with it. So if every single Jewish person does all the mitzvahs, which means every single Jewish person is elevating their support system, here's the important point. When I elevate my animal soul, I elevate my animal soul support system, because my godly soul doesn't have a support system. My godly soul doesn't need food. It doesn't need clothing. My animal soul is what needs it. So then, if every Jew does their part, and every Jew does do their part, whether in this reincarnation, another reincarnation, and realizing that this is a job that started some 3,300 years ago and still continuing, and every single one of us does our part in doing mitzvahs, then we are elevating our part of the world. Every Jew elevates their part of the world that elevates all of the klipa in the entire world. So with this, we understand how us doing mitzvahs directly elevates not only the object with which we're doing the mitzvah, not only the food and the drink which we actually ate and drank and gave us the energy, but actually this entire support cast, wherever it may be in the world, which allowed us to do the mitzvah, is also being elevated. All the Jews do the mitzvahs, the entire world becomes elevated. It's amazing how actually we don't have to take this on faith. It's actually a very rational progression, how we understand how us doing mitzvahs leads to the elevation of the entire world. Tomorrow's Tanya, we're going to find out how everything that we've talked about up until this point gives us a radical new understanding and appreciation for the world in general and for our bodies in particular.